Two people stand at the same door. Same schooling, same books, the same quick mind that sees 3 moves ahead in any conversation. One of them opens it. The other stands there calculating, and keeps calculating for the rest of their life. 20 years later, one of them has built things, broken things, recovered, and built again. They now live inside a version of the world the other one cannot even see from where they are standing. And the strange part is this: the one who went further was never the sharper of the two. They were often wrong. They miscalculated, misjudged, walked confidently into walls. But every wall they hit taught them the exact shape of that wall and the door hidden beside it. So hold this sentence with me and feel its weight. Courage compounds. Intelligence plateaus. Let me set the terms carefully, because this idea collapses into a slogan if we are lazy with words. So let us be precise. Intelligence is the whole toolkit of the sharp mind. Pattern recognition, foresight, the ability to model consequences and spot the crack in the plan before anyone else does. Its gift is that it shrinks your margin of error. Courage is the willingness to act while the outcome is still unknown. It steps into a situation your mind has not yet fully mapped, because some maps can only be drawn from the inside. Here is the asymmetry at the heart of everything tonight. Intelligence works on the world you already stand in. Courage changes which world you stand in. Intelligence sharpens the choices in front of you. Courage expands the set of choices you get. And over a long enough life, expansion always outruns refinement. I am not here to make intelligence the villain. These two forces are meant to be partners. Only one of them, though, is the engine, and most clever people have spent their lives with the engine and the brakes confused. So we will look at why intelligence hits a ceiling, why courage builds on itself like interest, and how they combine into something the old philosophers already understood. Let us begin with the ceiling. There is a tragedy that visits intelligent people especially. It is the tragedy of the person who understood everything and did nothing. You have met them, and maybe on some quiet nights you have been them. The one who can explain in exquisite detail exactly why the venture would fail, why the risk was premature, and who is therefore still standing in precisely the same spot they stood in 5 years ago. So why does intelligence, past a point, stop improving your life? The first reason is simple arithmetic. Refinement has diminishing returns. The first units of good judgment save you from disaster. The next units remove smaller and smaller errors, until you are burning enormous mental effort to avoid mistakes that would barely have scratched you. Meanwhile, a bolder person executed an imperfect plan on Monday and learned 5 things from reality by Friday that your perfect plan could never have contained. The second reason runs deeper. Intelligence craves certainty. Resolving the unknown into the known is its whole nature. And life keeps its largest rewards behind doors that offer no certainty in advance. The great relationship, the meaningful work, the honest conversation. Everyone demands that you act before the proof arrives. A mind that requires certainty first has quietly disqualified itself from every prize that requires moving first. And here is the cruelty of it. The smarter you are, the more sophisticated your reasons for staying still become. A simpler person feels fear and calls it fear. The brilliant person feels the same fear and then builds a cathedral of logic to prove that standing still is the wise, mature, strategically superior move. Intelligence becomes the most elegant prison ever built, and you are both the architect and the inmate. Aristotle saw this clearly 2,000 years ago. He separated cleverness, the skill of finding means to any end, from practical wisdom, what he called phronesis. And he insisted that phronesis grows only through action, through choosing and living with the consequences. You cannot think your way into practical wisdom. You act your way into it. Cleverness that never risks being tested stays cleverness forever, and cleverness forever is a long way short of wisdom. So picture where pure, fearful intelligence ends. A person surrounded by unopened doors, each one labeled with a precise and reasonable objection. Every objection is correct. Every door stays closed. And a life of correct objections and closed doors is still, at the end, a closed life. That is the plateau. Intelligence was built to defend a life. Building one takes a different tool. Courage, in the form that changes lives, is small and repeated. It is sending the message, asking the question, saying the true thing in the room where the true thing is uncomfortable. And courage has a property that changes everything. It compounds. Each act produces a larger version of you, and that larger version can do a courage the earlier version could not have imagined. Watch the mechanism because it works like a law. The first time you do a frightening thing, the fear is enormous and the act is tiny, but you survive. Now your nervous system holds one new piece of evidence that this fear did not destroy you. So next time the fear is a little smaller, which lets you attempt something a little larger. Smaller fear allows larger action, and larger action survived shrinks the fear further still. That loop is a flywheel. The first push costs everything. Each rotation makes the next one easier, until it turns with a momentum a stationary person cannot comprehend. Seneca put it plainly. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The terror before an act is almost always larger than the act itself. And you can only prove that by walking through the imagined terror and meeting the smaller reality on the far side. Every time you do, you collect proof that fear lies about size. A person carrying a lifetime of that proof moves through the world with a freedom no amount of raw intelligence can hand them. There is a second thing that compounds, and most people miss it. Your opportunity set grows. Every courageous act plants you somewhere new, and from every new place, doors become visible that you could never have seen before. The person who took the risk and failed is standing somewhere new, holding lessons and meeting people the one who stayed home will never encounter. Courage keeps moving your position, and a moving life meets far more possibility than a still one, however brilliantly the still one is analyzed. Let me be honest about failure. Courageous people fail more because they attempt more. But look at the shape of it. When a courageous act fails, you lose only what you risked, bounded, survivable, usually recoverable. When it succeeds, the upside can dwarf the risk you took. Small, survivable losses, occasional enormous gains, repeated across a lifetime. The arithmetic turns violently in your favor. There is a word for a system that grows stronger under stress: anti-fragile. The courageous person becomes exactly that. Each failure feeds them, handing over information, capacity, and a wider tolerance for the next risk. They have failed so many times that failure has lost its power to define them. Their identity rests on the ability to recover, and an identity built on recovery is nearly impossible to break. So courage compounds three ways at once. Fear shrinks, opportunity grows, and failure loses its teeth. Three flywheels turning together. That is an engine. Now I will stop letting you think this is a war. Courage and intelligence do entirely different jobs, and both are needed. Here is the synthesis, held precisely. Courage decides whether to act. Intelligence decides how to act well. Most people have assigned these backwards. They let intelligence decide whether, and it answers with a sophisticated no every time. So they never keep enough courage in reserve for the how. Get the order right, and everything changes. Courage opens the door and accepts the uncertainty. Then intelligence goes to work inside the room, cutting the errors and refining the path. Courage leading, with intelligence serving, is the shape of nearly every meaningful life ever lived. Now feel the asymmetry underneath it. When you act with courage, your downside is capped. The money, the pride, the comfort, the time, all real but finite and survivable. Your upside runs uncapped. The conversation that redirects your life, the leap that opens a career, the risk that introduces you to the person you build a life with. Finite downside, unbounded upside, that is an asymmetric bet, and courage keeps placing them while intelligence blocks the truly foolish ones. The fearful, brilliant life carries a hidden cost intelligence never records. The cost of the door you never opened. Nothing visibly breaks, so it never appears as a loss. Yet it is the largest loss of all, accumulating silently across decades. The relationship you never risked, the work you never attempted, the self you never became. Your mind will bill you for every risk you took, and never once for the unlived life. So combine the two truths. Over a single week, intelligence often wins, and the careful person avoids the mistake the bold one makes. Stretch it to a decade, and the picture inverts. The bold person's small, frequent failures compound into capacity and strength, while the careful person's small, frequent avoidances compound into a smaller and smaller world. Bring this down into your actual Tuesday. The compounding does not start with quitting your job or crossing an ocean. It starts with the message you have drafted and deleted for a week. The question you swallow in meetings. The honest sentence you keep softening because the true version frightens you. Do one thing this week that your fear would rather you postpone. Small enough that you cannot talk yourself out of it, real enough that your heart speeds up when you picture it. Then watch the next act of courage come easier. The world did not get safer. You got larger, and the flywheel took its first turn. Your intelligence will resist this and offer airtight reasons to wait for more certainty. Thank it for its service, and move anyway. Its job is to guard the life you have. Return to those two people at the same door. We like to imagine the one who opened it was born fearless, because that myth lets us off the hook. The truth is quieter and more demanding. The difference was one small act, repeated, choosing to move before certainty arrived, and becoming each time someone a little more able to move again. That is all compounding ever is. A small advantage repeated until it becomes an unbridgeable distance. From the outside, it looks like destiny. From the inside, it was only ever the next small, brave thing done today. Intelligence will carry you to the edge of the map with breathtaking precision, show you where the known world ends, and stop. Everything that ever mattered to you lives past that edge, in the territory only courage can enter. Keep your mind sharp. Honor it. It can make you accurate. Building you a life you were brave enough to live is a job it was never given. Courage compounds. Intelligence plateaus. The distance between the life you have and the life you want was always a distance of nerve. And nerve is something you can begin building tonight. So begin. I will see you at the next door.